Hello friends, I'm Shubha Sonam and this is a brief lecture on virus and lichen. These are the organisms which are not included under the five kingdom classification. Let's see why. If we talk about the viruses, there is a huge confusion on whether they are living or non living. Now we have come to the conclusion that they are not truly living. Why so? Because they lack the cellular organization. In my previous course, where I talked about the characteristics of living organisms, we stated that having a cellular organization is one of the key characteristics of living organisms. And viruses, they are acellular organisms and they are obligate parasites, that is they are inert outside the host cell. That is why they are not truly living, and so they don't have any place in the classification. If we come to the discovery of viruses, the name virus, which means venom or poisonous fluid, was given by Pasteur Ivanovsky. He recognized the certain microbes as causal organisms of mosaic disease of tobacco. You need to remember this disease, and these organisms, they could pass through the bacteria proof filters. That is why they were found to be smaller than the bacteria. Then later on, M.W. Bittering, he demonstrated the extract of these tobacco plants, infected plants, could infect the healthy plants as well. That is why he called the fluid as the infectious living fluid, that is contagium vividum fluidum. This is also important. Then Stanley later on showed that viruses could be crystallized, and these crystals consist largely of proteins. So the points under the discovery of viruses is very important for the pre-medical point of view. You need to remember the scientists and their works. Okay, and Stanley's crystallization was very important. Next, we go to the structure of a virus. A virus basically is a non-cellular organism which is characterized by having an inert crystalline structure outside the living cell. So, a virus is a nucleoprotein, consists of nucleic acid and the protein. Genetic material is infectious. What is the genetic material? It is either RNA or DNA. No viruses contains both of them. There is no virus which has both DNA and RNA. Okay, and we talked about the nucleic acid part. What about the protein part? The protein part is called the capsid, made up of subunits called as the capsomeres, which protect the nucleic acid. So these capsomeres give the form to the virus. They can be arranged in helical form, polyhedral form, or other geometrical forms. Okay, so in general we can classify the viruses according to the genetic material and the organisms they infect. So usually the viruses that infect plants have single stranded RNA, and the viruses infecting animals, they can have either single or double stranded RNA or double stranded DNA. And the bacteriophages, that is the bacterial viruses, they are usually double stranded DNA viruses. So you have to remember this. It comes in the statement type questions in your pre-medical exams. Okay, now there are some other infectious virus like particles. One of them is viroids. It's called viroids because it has a free RNA and it lacks the protein coat. Okay, it was discovered by Theo Dinier. You need to remember the scientist and the year also. And the RNA of the viroid is of low molecular weight. We also have prions, which are infectious protein particles. These are some of the diseases caused by prions: Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease and mad cow disease. Okay, now let us talk about the lichens, which are also not included in the five kingdom classification. Let us see why. First of all, what is symbiosis? Symbiosis is mutually useful associations in which two organisms live together and are mutually benefited from each other, and each organism, they don't harm each other. Okay, so lichens, they are the symbiotic associations between algae and fungi, in which the algal component is called the phycobiont and it is autotrophic, whereas the fungal component is mycobiont, which is heterotrophic. So how they benefit each other? The algae, it prepares food for fungus, and the fungus, it provides shelter and absorb the mineral and water for the plants. So this is the way they work for each other and benefit each other. And also lichens are very good pollution indicators. You should remember all the points regarding the viruses and the lichens. They are very important for pre-medical point of view. I'm repeating because this is something you don't know about without reading, right? So I hope you understood. Thank you.